Wow, episode 26 of The Moment with the Munsons. That's amazing, isn't it?
I know, and it's gone really fast. Really, really fast.
Yes, absolutely.
Into our second month. And we've got a bit of a theme for this week ahead.
Go ahead, tell us.
So we are heading into like the liminal space between like
you just wanted to use that word.
I know it kind of trips off the tongue a little bit. Liminal. It's really nice. Like we've got Sadhu today that we're going to be talking to. Bless him, he's joining us.
We were just having a great conversation before.
I know,
it's going to be amazing today.
I can't wait to bring him on. So he's joining us from Thailand. We've got Whitney joining us tomorrow to talk about shamanism. Or her take on it. Then later on this week, on Thursday, we're going to be playing an interview, a chat that I had with Daniel, who's the spirit medium. So there's a lot of, I don't know, we're sort of venturing into the mystery of life, I would say.
Very good.
I'm really excited about it.
Excellent. And bringing that into the practicality, the here and now. This is The Moment with the Munsons on New Reality TV, co-creating a new reality. And it's great to be talking to Sadhu. So should we bring Sadhu on now?
Yeah, let's just say that quickly.
Quick couple of hellos then.
Because we've got some people watching already and some comments coming in.
Mother Mulberry's Tea Club. Thank you for your correspondence. Hi, everyone. Hope you all had a fantastic weekend. And Black Moon Jesus here also. Hi. Hello to you. And I know it says, how's your week going? And it's only just after midday on Monday. But still, let us know how you're doing. And let's be together in this moment, certainly for the next half an hour on New Reality TV. All the way live from Thailand now. Sadhu, hello.
Hi, how's it going?
Very good.
Yeah, really good.
It's you're going into your evening, your dinner time over there?
Yeah, it's just after 7.
Wow. Okay. Thailand. Love Thailand. It's going to be great to find out how you got to be there. I don't know where to start.
Well,
Sadhu has an amazing story, right?
Sadhu has got a TV show on New Reality TV called The Sadhu Experience. And what I'd really like, I've seen a couple of episodes of it and really, really like it because you're sort of exploring different practices, really getting to show some of your knowledge about mystery schools and meditation, the ancient sacredness of different traditions. What I'd really like to know is how did you end up going to Asia in the first place?
What are you doing there? And also, we will be having a Sadhu experience of our own, won't we, today? Whilst you're with us.
I think you will be.
Brilliant.
Where do you want to start?
How did you get to be there?
Well, it was a calculated move that came after some turbulent life situations. I don't really mind talking about some of the how and why because I feel that's relevant to my story, but I will be honest that it wasn't so good. And what I mean by that is, I've been studying like the paranormal and shamanistic aspects of Thai Ajong or like Lana lineage, which is what I follow over here in Thailand. But I only took the actual plunge because the life I'd been living before, which was perfect in every regard, just abruptly ended. My fiance that I had been with, unfortunately, she had some struggles. She had a lot of struggles and they ended up becoming too much for her to deal with. And unfortunately, that led to her no longer being with us. And I was, for lack of a better word, just destroyed. I ended up pretty much regressing on everything that, I had been like teaching and doing as far as being like a spiritual guru of sorts. I went on drugs very heavily and I just self-destructed completely. And a lot of people around me, they couldn't really blame me, but they didn't want to watch the train wreck. So I had a friend, my best friend in this world, who pretty much gave me no options and was like, nah, you're getting help. I'm not going to let you do this to yourself. And once it was all said and done, it was like, you need to go take a trip. You need a new pace of scenery and you need to go find yourself and you need to just get it all sorted, mate. So, so that's what I did. And the one thing I could think of was, well, Thailand's played such a special role in my life for so long, and a lot of what I practice and what I teach people comes from Thailand. So why don't I try and find what I'm looking for, what I need there? And not only did I find it, but before I realized it, I had a website. I've been featured on over 100 different podcasts. I partnered up with New Reality, running a Patreon, a YouTube. I had people from all over the world that contact me, that come to my global retreats. And I just had to like step back at one point and be like, whoa, how did I do all this? And it just kind of hit me that I finally found what I was looking for.
What's very interesting, Sadhu, is for many people, we hear a story of transformation, a new reality for people coming from a breakdown of that kind, devastating circumstances, leading people onto a new awareness of life. But clearly you were already in a spiritual awareness previously. You were working as a spiritual teacher, were you, at that point?
And it threw me off my game.
Yeah.
Okay, so an interesting angle on that, but deepened by the sound of it. It took you deeper into
it's the
believed
raw
you knew.
honesty.
Yes.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I'm not surprised by that, because I know teachers get tested, almost like a new parent. Just as you think you've learned the meaning of what it is to be a parent, and you think, wow, I've got bedtime sorted, or whatever it is, your child will do something different, and you realize that every time you put an approach in, or you think you've mastered something, often that's just signaling that it's time to go even deeper.
Yeah, where did that come from? You might be asking. Can I take you rewind a little bit more into your earlier life as a spiritual teacher? You'd already established a connection with the Far East at this point. You mentioned Thailand. What was that path? And Sadhu Da, I guess, is a bit of a clue to what we might be talking about next.
Yeah. So I years ago, I mean, we're talking maybe at this point 14, almost 15 years ago. It's just crazy. I know I'm young. I'm in my mid-30s, but when I think about something that happened like 15 years ago, I'm like, oh crap, that was a long time ago.
It's a long time ago.
I'm like that about last week.
Yeah, I am as well. You're not on your own.
So yeah, like, over a decade ago, I met a monk, and he was one of the first people. So just like a quick little, understanding of who Sadhu Da is. I was adopted, and when I was younger, I grew up in a lot of gang influence, and I had a very hard bridge of what the word trust meant, and I was very on edge around people for anything. So I met this monk, and I kept trying to figure out what this man wanted from me. And it took me time to realize it's not what he wanted from me, it's what he wanted to give me. And that was peace inside of myself, which was something I could not even comprehend at the time. But I was intrigued enough that I kept coming back to him. And he would teach me different kata, like mantra, and like meditations, and just concepts of Buddhist philosophy and the Dhamma. And it slowly started to shift and change the way that I would view the world, to the point where the way that I used to think and the way that I used to behave became something so foreign to me, I couldn't imagine being that way again. And that is how I knew that what I was doing and what I was learning was worth it, because I was able to see what other people had already seen a long time ago in me changing. But I was able to see it at that point, that I had become an entirely different person.
Yeah. So what a gift this monk turned out to be. And presumably that's not in Thailand. Where was this geographically?
So this was in the States, and at one point I had gotten an offer. The temple actually paid for it. He had to go back to Thailand to teach something, and so he had gotten permission from the temple. They paid for me to go there, and this my first time. This was over a decade ago. So my first time was probably like 2 or 3 years roughly after I met him. And the first time that I went to Thailand, it was like excitement of being, you know, in such a far away culture and getting to experience everything, except there was one caveat to the temple sponsoring me going. And that was that I had to live as a monk without being a monk. So I had to essentially adhere to all of the rules. I had to wake up when they woke up. I had to eat when they eat. I had to meditate as they meditated. And I even did a Vipassana practice, which lasted for about a month, which is anyone that's done Vipassana, that's pretty extreme. And
right.
that was a huge, unbelievable transformation for me, being able to, for the first time in my life, say, I know what it's like to meet myself. And things just kind of grew from there.
Amazing. So spiritual boot camp. I mean, that is quite some accelerator that you, and quite a
I got yelled at by monks because I was mispronouncing the kata. It would make me start all over again. So it was like a spiritual boot camp.
Incredible.
I like the thought that you had to do what the monks were doing and yet live a normal life. What does that mean? Exactly.
So
so you were doing what the monks were doing, but not being a monk. How does
so I wasn't ordained, and I was more or less just along for the experience. But because I was apprentice, is how Master Thanaful, the monk, would refer to me as. I was an apprentice under him. I was learning Tai Wicha, which is like the magic, and I was learning a lot of different things from him. And in keeping with the tradition, to receive my Khan, which is like your ranking within this magic lineage, within the Thai shamanism, in order to hit certain marks to be able to progress, it's kind of almost like a mandate that you have to become a monk in a sense. But it's not even that you need to be a monk, but it's that you need to embody the principles and live in the fashion that monks do to be able to gain the insights of wisdom and cultivation that these monks get by the way that they live. So I lived the life of a monk, but I was not a monk.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, fair enough. And what are you now? How do you, I mean, I know,
I'm what they call an Ajahn, which is a teacher of the occult, is like a rough translation of it. But you know, for a more Western context, it's like when you think of any indigenous practice anywhere in the world, and you think of the term shaman for that culture, that's what in Thailand we have, which are the Ajahn and the Lusi. They are the shamans of the East.
And is that the world you are now working in as a Thai shaman? Effectively? Okay. I'm sorry. It's annoying, isn't it, to have the boxes and the descriptions, but it's also kind of helpful to have people understand.
It's hard to explain because it's so foreign. I mean, you know, like when I talk about something like making pluksek or having soksit, like this means nothing to you guys because the terminologies are not familiar. But if I say transmission of power or receiving a divine blessing, that we can understand. So boxing things in sometimes is a better way to approach it, lest you look like you're trying to gatekeep when you're trying to give understanding.
Yes, indeed. No, totally get that. Mother Mulberry is sharing here on the twists and turns of life. The first 20 years of my life, I believed I was magic. The next 20, I believed I was mad. Now I know I'm madly magical.
I love that so
I wonder
much.
what's next. I wonder what's next. And Deb's joined us as well. Thanks for being here, Deb. As well. And now you're leading, facilitating retreats, right, in Thailand. That's the kind of vehicle, is it now?
That's one of the things I do here. One of the big aspects of what I do is I'm kind of like I'm like a middleman in a way. So I speak decent enough Thai, and I have teachers that speak decent enough English, and between the both of them, you know, we're able to break apart some pretty big walls. And I learn things that aren't readily available, that you can't find on the internet, that even if you come here, there's layers of things you have to get past cultural barrier wise to even meet people like this. And so what I do is I devote my time and my study and finances and giving back to the community and to these teachers as well. And I take from that, and then I transfer it, I break it down, and I teach it to people who come from a more Western background. They're interested or fascinated and want to understand more about the Thai Wicca, Thai magic.
Yes.
And what's really fascinating about Thai magic is you cannot differentiate. If you've ever been to Thailand, you cannot differentiate the magic from the Buddhism, because they have been long intermingled since the 14th, 15th century. So it's just like you go to a Waikru at a temple, which is like an honoring of the teachers, an honoring of the lineage. So you go there, you're going to see monks in the temple chanting and praying, wrapping the white thread around people, transmitting the power and the energy. You're going to see effigies, deities, and gods. You're going to see all kinds of different ceremonies and offerings and rituals all happening within the temple. Not all Buddhist lineages in other different Asian countries have that aspect of magic to it.
Right. Incredible. Okay, so quite a niche. And is it fair to say a part of the new reality in terms of of this lineage?
Oh, sorry, you cut out for a second. Oh, can you hear me? Hello? Oh, no, technical difficulties. Can anyone hear me, see me? Oh no. What happened? I think something happened to their stream. I don't know. It still says live. I don't see them. I see me. Am I in the show? I don't know. What happened? Let me try. I wonder.
So sorry to
sorry.
leave you hanging like that.
I don't know what happened.
We had some sort of internet outage when I asked her. It's always the best questions as well, I think.
Thank you for staying.
Yeah, you were like, da da da. And I was like, hello?
Yeah, sorry to leave you in that position.
Were we like this?
Yeah, it looks like.
I mean, you were just kind of frozen.
I think people are trying to help here as well. Thank you very much, Jim. Oh, my Mercury shift into retrograde. Yes, that's what happened. It's not
Isn't it funny? People are like revealing themselves.
That's really lovely. Now that's our friends and community trying to help here.
Sadhu, may I just say, just because when we get an internet crash, occasionally it happens again.
Yeah.
If we do crash out, could you maybe practice one of your breathing, one of your exercises to help people come into the moment, and we'll be back with you just
I mean,
this
was I live that whole time?
I'm loving the explanations here. Too much energy. You were blowing the circuits here, Sadhu. Maybe we should do that now.
Yeah. Okay.
And we were talking about doing a process, a connection. And that's what we're all about on the moment, is really coming into the moment as best as we're all able at any given time. And you very kindly have offered to help us with that.
Yeah. Okay.
I've got a good one for you guys.
Okay.
Yeah. So, as somebody that has suffered with PTSD for a very long time, and anybody who can relate knows that from the outside, you really can't comprehend it. You know, it's the same with something like anxiety or depression, right? From the outside, you just can't comprehend it without the experience. So for me, being able to find something that helped me where medications and therapy sessions and all that did some stuff, but it just wasn't enough. This is a technique that helped me a lot. So we're going to combine a combination of Vedic pranayam using Simha Kriya as the vehicle, which will hyper-oxygenate the body and induce a parasympathetic reset. So it's going to get us into a calm state in our body. And from there, we are going to then use a cop-out answer would be to call it a heart-centered meditation, but we're actually inducing heart coherence. If anybody's interested in understanding more about that, you can check out the Institute of Heart Math. They're amazing, and they've done a lot of science breakdown of the electromagnetic field of the heart and the significance of heart coherence. So with all that being said, the tongue is going to hang out basically like a dog, like, right? So you're going to have the tongue hang out, and then we're going to do this together, but I'm going to explain it so that as we go along, it's easy. So the tongue is going to hang out, and you're going to do, what's that?
The only caveat we've got is we have to be off.
We've got a hard stop.
We've got a hard stop in 8 minutes.
Yeah,
is that okay?
We can get through this and then, okay?
Cool.
So tongue hanging out, 21 breaths. Right? Tongue to the roof of the mouth, 21 breaths. And then you're going to take a deep breath in, breath hold for 10 seconds, exhale, eyes closed, hand on the heart, hand on the stomach, and we're going to focus on a positive memory, a good color, or just something that brings joy in your body. And we're going to scan up and down consciously through our body, letting that emit throughout our body. So we're going to go ahead and begin.
Fantastic.
Okay, cool.
All right. We're in your hands.
All right. Big breath in. Hold. 9, 7, 5, 3, 1. Relax your shoulders. Relax your whole body. Most importantly, relax your jaw. Just let your jaw relax. Put one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. And as you breathe in, focus on a positive memory, a color that you love, or even just a feeling of joy. And I want you to just, as you exhale, focus on your breath. Inhale, exhale, focusing on your breath while maintaining awareness with the feeling of joy or the color or the happy experience throughout your body. And wherever you feel uncomfortable, wherever you feel any sort of movement or chatter inside your body, just let that positive feeling, let that beautiful color, let that joyous experience just go there. We're not trying to change it. We're not trying to make it go away or overpower it. We're simply giving it love. We're giving it understanding, and we're just giving it presence. That's all. So I'll keep count for us for 2 minutes. We're just going to stay in heart coherence for 2 minutes here. If you guys want to do this on your own at home, it's easy enough. You can walk yourselves through it or watch this stream again. Remember to focus on the breath. Maintaining awareness, scanning up and down the body. Continuing to relax the shoulders and the jaw. Relax the hands too. They don't need to be stiff, holding your chest and your stomach. And now if we can all just take our right hand and put our left hand over top of it, right below your belly button, like you're holding your stomach, just like this. And you're going to rotate clockwise and feel the warmth behind your hands in your stomach as we rotate it 9 times clockwise, like you're massaging your belly. This is locking the energy that we've cultivated in this heart coherence into our hara, or what the Taoists refer to as the lower dantian, the battery. And after the 9th rotation, you just tap 3 times, and there you go. You've stored that energy in your body to run through your pranic system, and now your body has access to that cultivated energy of the heart coherence.
I'm a bit.
You okay?
I'm a bit moved.
It's a beautiful ride. It really is. That's heart coherent. It's a great place to be.
Yes, I'm thinking
so
that's
much.
why the Buddha has a smile occasionally, right? On these,
I mean, in Buddhism, they call this metta meditation.
Yeah.
Which means loving kindness. So to be moved by that, yeah, that's quite an understandable reaction. It's good. It's good. I love that.
Thank you.
I am really moved by that.
How about that?
Well, I was taken to I remembered like that happy memory you mentioned. It was that feeling of relief when our daughter had been born, and the next day, just lying with her on my chest, and I'd had quite a bit of trauma leading up to her. I'd had miscarriages, and all of that. I think it's just coming out now.
Okay, well we're going to
Thank you
attend
so
to that
much.
because we have to go now. But that's been amazing.
you so much, Sadhu.
All is well here, despite what it might look like. And thank you, Deb. Thank you, everybody. Sadhu, that was amazing.
Journey. You're very welcome.
We look forward to being with you again soon, my friend.
Thank
so
you
all the
so
best
much.
to you, inshallah. Take care. Bye for now.